Dear first year students and high school students, I have taught you the definition of a sentence, the parts of sentences, the parts of a speech, and the kinds of sentences. So I have already sent you 3 videos. Today I will also focus on the simple sentence, clauses and phrases. This is the 4th video I am going to send, and again I want to say that in the first video I have sent you the definition of the sentence, various definitions, many kinds of definitions of the sentence. Then I have told you the parts of sentences, subject and the predicate, and I have given you the hints about the parts of speech, and lastly I have sent a video giving the kinds of sentences or narrating the kinds of sentences. 3 videos have gone. Today it is the 4th video. It is for you all, the high school students and also the plus 2. So this is about the types of sentences. I will say something about the types of sentences. Many types of sentences are there. Many types of sentences means there are 3 types. Number 1 is a simple sentence. Number 2 is compound sentence. Number 3 is complex sentence. And other than these, many kinds of sentences are there, many types of sentences are there other than these. And I will analyze in the next video. Today the focus is on the types of sentences. Normally the types are 3. The types of sentences are 3: simple, compound and complex. You mark: simple, compound and complex. First of all, what is a simple sentence? A simple sentence is one. You mark: a simple sentence is one which has a subject and a predicate. A simple sentence is one which has a subject and a predicate. Or a simple sentence is one, another one. I am giving you the another definition of simple sentence. A simple sentence is one which has only a single finite verb. Which has only a single finite verb. One finite verb is there. That is a simple sentence. See, you do have the ideas in your high school that there is a finite verb and there is also non-finite verb. Finite verb has something to do with the tense, person and the number, and non-finite verb has something to do with the gerund, G-E-R-U-N-D, ing form. And I will give you the analysis. I will tell you later. But today the discussion will be on the simple sentence. Again I am giving you the definition. You write down if possible. A simple sentence is one which has only one subject and one predicate. A simple sentence is one which has only one subject and one predicate. Again, a simple sentence is one which has a single finite verb. It is a single finite verb. I will now give you one example. You write down the example. The sun gives light. The example is the sun gives light. The sun gives light. you mark here the subject denotes the subject the sun. The sun is the subject and gives light is the predicate. The sun is the subject and gives light is the predicate. The subject denotes, you mark, the subject denotes the person. The subject denotes the person or thing about which something is said. This is very important, you have to mark. The subject denotes the person or the thing about which something is said. And the predicate, I am telling you about the predicate, and the predicate is what is said about the person or the thing, denoted by the subject. You mark. The predicate is what is said about the person or the thing, denoted by the subject. That is predicate. So a simple sentence has one subject and one predicate. And the sun is the subject and gives light is the predicate. The sun gives light, two parts, the subject and the predicate. The sun is the subject, gives light is the predicate. The subject may consist of one word or several words. You mark. The subject may consist of one word or several words. And the predicate is also like that. The predicate may also consist of one word or several words. I have told you, when I have already given you the video telling about the parts of the sentences, subject and the predicate. What is subject and the predicate? I have already given you the hints. Today, I am analyzing seriously and bit by bit. The predicate may also consist. The subject consists of one word or it may consist of several words. And the predicate is like that. The predicate may also consist of one word or several words, many words. So that is why a sentence may consist of phrases and clauses. Another thing is also there, I want to say, a sentence may consist of phrases and clauses. What is a phrase and what is a clause? What is a phrase and what is a clause? That is important. A phrase is a group of words. A phrase is a group of words without a subject or a predicate. A phrase is a group of words without a subject or a predicate. But a clause is a group of words with a subject and a predicate. Clause is with and phrase is without. You mark. In a phrase, you will never find a subject and a predicate. It is a group of words. It will denote something else. It will say something else. That is a phrase. I am not telling about the phrasal verb. I am telling about the phrases. A phrase is a group of words without a subject and a predicate, or a predicate. And the clause is a group of words with a subject and a predicate. This is the difference between phrase and clause. This is the difference between phrase and clause. A clause having a subject, a clause having a subject and a predicate is known as a simple sentence. You mark. A clause having a subject and a predicate is known as a simple sentence. In a simple sentence, you will find a clause. Simple sentence is not a phrase. Phrase has no subject and predicate. In a simple sentence, you will find a subject and a predicate. And also, the sentence which has a subject and a predicate, it has a finite verb, it is called a simple sentence. So I am giving you another example. I remember closing the doors. I remember closing the doors. You write down the sentence again. I remember closing the doors. Here, clause is I remember. Here, clause is I remember, and closing the doors is a phrase. This is the difference. I remember closing the doors. I remember it is a clause. Why? Now I remember, if it is one, it has two things. One it is subject and the another is predicate. I remember. Remember is bound by. Remember is bound by the tense, number and the noun. And the tense and the number and also the person. Yes, the tense, number and the person. Remember, there is a verb which is known as a predicate. But I here is the subject. I is the subject and remember is the predicate. And closing the doors. Closing the doors is a phrase, you mark. Closing the door is a phrase. Because closing the door, if we take the example, only closing the door, it will never give you a subject and a predicate. Closing the door will never give you subject and the predicate. Rather, it is a group of words. Closing the door is a group of words without a subject and a predicate. And that is why closing the door has a no subject and a no predicate. But I remember is a clause because it has a subject and a predicate. I is the subject and I remember is the predicate. So dear students, closing the doors closing the doors is a phrase. Clause can be divided into two categories. Clause can be divided into two categories. They are main clause and subordinate clauses. They are main clauses and subordinate clauses. You mark. Main clause or principal clause. Main clause or principal clause. The second one is subordinate clause. Main clauses, subordinate clauses. Principal clauses, subordinate clauses. And coordinating clauses are also there, known as main clauses. Coordinating clauses, I will tell you. But here, you have two divisions. The clauses have two divisions. One is main clause or principal clause. The second one is subordinate clause. So subordinate clauses are having many divisions. Subordinate clauses are having many divisions. When a complex sentence comes, I will tell you the divisions. The divisions are still, I am saying, that the divisions are noun clause, adjective clause or relative clause, and the adverb clause. If clause comes under adverb clause. And some of the grammarians have categorized if clause. They have already kept the if clause apart from the adverb clause. Some of the grammarians. But to my thought, if clause comes under the adverb clause, I will tell you when I want to discuss or when I will discuss the complex sentences. But this is about the simple sentence. So dear students, two clauses are there. One is principal clause or main clause. The second one is the subordinate clause. Subordinate clause. A main clause can stand by itself. You mark. A main clause or a principal clause can stand by itself. It has a subject and a predicate, no doubt. It can stand by itself. It can stand by itself. It has a subject and the predicate. It will never depend upon others. It is not dependent, rather it is independent. A man clause can stand by itself, you mark. A man clause can stand by itself as a complete sentence. As a complete sentence, it can stand by itself. It can express a complete meaning. It can express a complete meaning. It is independent. The man clause is always independent. The principal clause is always independent. But the subordinate can never be independent. A subordinate clause will depend upon the man clause. You are to note. But a subordinate clause cannot stand by itself. A subordinate clause can never stand by itself as a complete sentence. As a complete sentence, the subordinate clause can never stand by itself. It is not used alone. Subordinate clause is not used alone. It is used with a man clause. You mark. It is used with a man clause. Subordinate clause is used with a man clause. And it cannot give a complete meaning. It cannot give a complete meaning. You do mark. So subordinate sentence can never give you a complete noun clause is a subordinate clause. Adjective clause is a subordinate clause. Adverb clause is a subordinate clause. Take the example of a if clause. It is also a subordinate clause. But they have no meanings at all. They depend upon the man clause. They depend upon the man clause. What is a man clause? Now which has a subject and a predicate. That predicate, that verb in the predicate will be bound by the tense, person and the number. You mark. But a subordinate clause cannot stand by itself as a sentence, as a complete sentence. It is not used alone. It is used with a man clause. And it cannot give a complete meaning, you mark. It cannot give a complete meaning. It is dependent on man clause. It is always dependable. It is always dependable. It depends upon the man clause. It always occurs in the statement form, you mark. It always occurs in the statement form. Subordinate clause always appears as a statement form. Statement. Only it will give you a statement. In the subordinate clause there is no subject, no predicate. It always depends upon the man clause. And man clause, it will give something boasting. It will give boasting. It will give something to the man clause. It will add additional qualification to the man clause. Or it will give something to the noun, pronoun, etc. But the subordinate clauses are not at all independent. They depend upon the man clause. So dear students, this is about the simple sentence I told you in this video. And in the next class, I will tell you the kinds of phrases and clauses. The kinds, how many kinds of clauses are there? Phrases are there. I have told you about the clauses, no doubt, two clauses, principal clause and subordinate clause. And subordinate clauses have three divisions. Other than the three divisions, many things are there, I will tell you. But again, I will go on analyzing the kinds of phrases and clauses, and then I will jump to the compound sentence. Then I will shift myself to the compound sentence, then complex one. This is the primary thing. This is the very basic thing, fundamental thing you have to know. And I will teach you. Later on I will teach you the change of voice, indirect speech, tenses of verb, verb pattern, tense pattern, modal auxiliary, helping verbs, countable, uncountable nouns, articles, quantifiers, and I will give you all these things because this channel will continue. This channel will continue till my death. Since I am a retired person, I have decided to continue this channel for the benefit of the students. I have told you always that a good English teacher is not available in the society. A good English teacher is not available in the society. You cannot find. But you will discover one, two. You will discover, you will never find. In stone throw distance, you will never find a very good English teacher. Other teachers are available, no doubt. But in the society, the English teachers are scarcely available. Those who know English actually. Everybody says English, but that is not English. That is called Bazaar English. That is called Babu English. That is called Pidgin, Pidgin. But everybody says English. But they have never, everybody says English, no doubt. But everybody sometimes becomes they. Everybody sometimes becomes they. In question attack, everybody is they. In question attack. And I will analyze all these grammar books. I have already covered many grammar books. And I will analyze one by one, bit by bit, in the near future. And you listen to my video and you will get many things. If you want to build your career. Thank you all.